Have you ever felt the dopamine rush of a shiny bright colored item, only for it to be taken away from you moments before success?
Wait, it's
So is the
accurate
tale of Arc
to...
rating. A real hit in the gaming sphere, and despite the sheer frustration that comes with losing triple S levels of loot, it manages to make you want to play it more. Welcome to another chat about a video game. I've been seeing videos on Reddit and such of people losing wealthy loads of gear in
Okay.
so many different ways in the current life cycle of Arc Raiders. So far, my personal favorite is them being downed as the extraction closes. I both understand and am different about their anger. On one hand, it's the game's mechanics and the risks you take when playing the game. On the other hand, however, if it's a hacker or a rat, or even worse, someone who's lying, a sin, then yes, please, we need a vent. Best way to get the anger out of your system. Not mine. This is a bit of a retrospective ramble that I've thought about after completing the expedition and putting the game down after 90 hours, revisiting a few times afterwards and seeing the exceptional amount of posts on the Operator subreddit about how this game is dying, PvE mode, rats, hackers, and everything else in between. I really want to talk about this as I've come full circle with the fear of losing gear to the enjoy and adrenaline rush you get from the high risk, high reward aspect of this mechanic. But of course, the convoluted feeling that comes with either dying from being shot in the back, rats, lag, hackers, and of course, the lack of foresight from gravity, which you don't see in this video. But the footage here, in fact, is a bit of an older clip. Me playing the race to 100k damage. Point is, this video is about my experience and if there's connection with others out there in the ether. As someone who has lost their items through rather dishonorable circumstances, such as being shot in the back, shot while exfilling, finding shredders, I mostly feel for these people showcasing their latest betrayal, while including this game mechanic. Yes, trust. But I also have lost my gear through my own greed, over-encumbered, rushing without looking around to see the low Earth orbit rocketeer waiting for me. But yeah, with this said, these moments are great teachers. Moments where you can do your best to understand why you failed and where you can make improvements. And this game is fairly deep, but not so deep you need to commit time and effort to understand the game mechanics, to have a chance to get it right and have fun. Unlike Tarkov, my god is that game hard. Like in this situation you're seeing is one of those moments of what I call a lack of street smarts. Or a learning moment where this guy appears, doesn't say anything, I say hello, decide to pry open a probe, all the while this guy is analyzing my gear, like summing me up and down. I give him so much time for him to think of a strategy to take me down, like, dude, why don't you just shoot him first and ask questions later? Like, in this moment, I did two things. One, kept my distance from everyone. If I couldn't, then I made space or eliminated it. Then two, if there was communication, I made sure to understand whether it be a friend or foe. Of course, this is still early days into me gaining the key transferable skills into trust issues and paranoia. So it's a bit of an exercise. Unfortunately nowadays when I play it, and this is just the curse of playing in OC servers in general, is that there just isn't enough people to fill the lobby, or at least in a balanced manner, because I get matched with duo as well looking for solo lobbies, and that does sour the experience quite a bit. Now, if people have forgotten while playing the tutorial, you get shot in the back. I may have forgotten that as well. Now, in fairness, this didn't dawn on me at the time, but it should have set my expectations for this game. From there, and for most people playing this game, you're gonna get shot, and you're gonna get killed in the most debilitating ways. Lies, rats, and silence, the three biggest killers in this game. While there are probably a lot more words or adjectives I can use, some of which I can't really say on YouTube, but these for me at least are the biggest.
Nice.
Those people who are quietly scheming your demise, those hiding in the bush for 15 minutes or more, crazy use of your free will, and then finally those who lie to gain advantage of you. Fuck them for the most part, you know. It's a sin to tell a lie. Anywho, I think that gear fear has, or was, a focus point for people And it seems that Arc Raiders highlighted that more so than, say, Tarkov. And I look towards it being more casually focused. Casual hardcore, if that makes sense, type of game.
Oh, I mean,
If that's the
really
title.
bad pack of loss.
And it is because if you die, you lose everything you have. But the mechanics and overall game is relatively easy to get into, and personally, it's a medium level difficulty to master. Unlike Tarkov, which at some point during my attempt to learn that game, it's been fun when I'm trying to play it, but it's really difficult to get into. But I thought it may as well just join the military and master firearms and survival the same amount of time it would take me to get a comfortable level of playing it. Not to say that's a bad game, it's fun, but it requires an amount of dedication and time and effort to get a spot where playing it isn't much of a headache. Unlike Arc Raiders, which has the same concept but has a lower level of effort to get to the point where you understand the mechanics and enjoy the game. Like legit enjoy the game, like an enjoyer would, crazy I know. Also the consistent free kits make it easier to get to a good spot. However, as a counter argument, you don't need to accept that you lost your loot in a manner that was fair and just. That Jupiter was yours. It had your name written on it, all over it. Or at least in the method which I usually do, which is, as I said before, getting shot in the back. Like, fucking 99% of the time, get the fuck out of here. Now, yes, there's the back pocket, but when I'm farming up loot like I'm chasing a fat check only to lose at a rat who's been sitting in one spot for 10 fucking minutes. Like, God give me strength, I am about to sin and become like them. Use dirty, boring tactics for medium ammo instead of keeping to the path of the righteous, Applying people skills and ask first what I can add to other players' experience instead of my own. So yeah, I've died in a few too many shitty ways that makes me rather poetic, and yes, I do need to remind myself it is the game's mechanics, so if I do go down, excluding hackers, it's by design of the game. Now, I do have the privilege of choosing other games. I have hit the ceiling with Ark. I've reached the peak of the game. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Man, because I doubt I would be meeting the same person twice in the game. As I say these words, I do want to revisit it right now, actually. Drop in and start shooting outside as cathartic response to the events that have led me to this point of contention while playing a game that I have full control over whether or not I play it. I really do understand why psychologists are really intrigued by this game and want to see the data that Embark has collected on people. This game has attracted so many different types of people to play it, and while extraction shooters are nothing new, I think since the bigger titles are causing burnout in most players, leading to try new games like Ark, the wealth of human behavior would be a fucking gold mine. But hey, I digress. This is a game about gear fear, not about human psychology. I think people perceive Arc Raiders all wrong, or at least I don't completely blame the developers for how the game's faring right now. I don't believe in the bruh, game is dead type of mentality. I hate it. It's clear that this game has a gameplay loop, like every single other game. It's just that some have considerably longer distance to reach gameplay loops. Now, of course, this isn't the primary reason it's bad. I know hackers, and I think hackers are actually quite prevalent, but don't play it as often as I used to. And I completely understand the majority of people who have played Arc Raiders across all platforms have enjoyed their time. I think in most instances, the large majority enjoy their time with video games and eventually taper off and play other things like normal human beings usually do. That being said, I don't know if it's just me, but Embark is not Bungie, it's not Treyarch, it's Infinity Ward, not Blizzard. And with this knowledge, I did or do have expectations that this game will not have the AAA level of depth, content, and quality, but instead go in with low expectations and to expect what a young, small company can produce. This seems to be lost on some people, either through their burnt-out heads from the current state that is AAA games and have these high expectations that Arc Raiders was going to be their new 3,000 hour-long game. That a small company has the money and effort to churn out content like Destiny 2 or WoW, or maybe just WoW at this point. Well, it sounds like an old man yelling at the cloud meme. I didn't make it clear, and I feel like people tend to forget the company makes the games not on the same level as the ones I've just mentioned. And same with the expectations. I think it's just set a little bit too high to expect it from a small company. They've made the finals. That's the only other game that they've got under their belt, if you're unaware. But hey, I digress. Arc Raiders has felt like a breath of fresh air in the gaming space, and I do hope they continue to deliver the goods with content. I don't know if it needs a PvE mode, but I say that now. But after my trust issues from strangers in this game dissolve over time, maybe yes, it does. And who knows, maybe I should have zero trust with any players in this game to get the most enjoyment out of it. Some wise words for you folks. If they speak, don't trust them. If they don't trust them. Easy guidelines to follow. But that's it from me. Leave a like if you enjoy it. Leave a like if you don't enjoy it. All for that juicy engagement. We're big on the negativity in the big old 2026. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.
What gun was that? I just need it. Let's go.
I love the impulsive thoughts that shout out to Wings, Swear, Jeebs, Heretic Son, Hajimi, and in your face. Oh. Alright. Well, I can say I participated in. I think the Matriarch fight was a bit better.
Alright, let's do Blue Gate. Where are you? There you go.
Hurricane.
This is gonna be a terrible idea, but who cares? We just go in, find the cellar, unlock it, bounce. That's it. That's the goal. Straightforward, simple. I'm just so pissed off with the people, like, I know, like, literally in the intro of the game, you get shot in the back by a character. But like, I think we're so accustomed to skill-based matchmaking, aggro-based matchmaking, no, behavioral-based matchmaking, that we think it's just gonna work every time, even though, man, there's not that many people playing an OCE, so you're gonna get terrible people. It's just a fact, and it sucks. And then, you know, you have other games you can play, but I don't want to play other games. I want to play this one. So you just deal with it.